and welcome back to my channel. I have a question. How many of you have cerebral palsy? Leave your answer in the comments below. March is CP Awareness Month, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Those green ribbons should be thrown away. You might ask why. First, unlike cancer or cystic fibrosis, which is a lung disease, you will not die from cerebral palsy. I know people who are in their 50s and 60s that have CP. Once the injury had occurred, usually at birth, and the doctors or nurses get the patient oxygen, the damage will be done and CP won't get any worse. The time that the patient goes without oxygen, the worse CP can be. It can be very mild, like my speech teacher walking with a slight limp, to very severe, causing intellectual disabilities. However, once the damage is done, it is done. The only way it can get worse is through medical intervention, or if the person becomes inactive. But that is with everybody regardless of disability. When you look into the entire Cerebral Palsy Awareness movement, you would find not an empowering one, but one who, like the Muscular Dystrophy Association, preys on both kids and adults, giving them false hope. It does not offer anything productive, and actually seeks to undermine the work of real disability advocates and activists who have done throughout the years. It suggests that we should be operated on having our hamstring threads cut and lengthened. Speaking to others with cerebral palsy, it actually made them worse. As you know from my family and disability, the truth behind Tracy More's murder, this was one of the reasons why Tracy's dad killed her. Tracy's dad saw her as a burden and seek to get rid of her even though she lived primarily in an institution. I believe that disability is a lifestyle, just like being in any other minority. Here in the United States, we have an entire disability culture and a whole movement dedicated to disability. As you know, if you are a frequent viewer of this channel, my family and I got into the social model of disability when I was 8. If you want to see that series, I'll link it below. The social model of disability states that a person is considered disabled not because of their physical impairment, but because of the barriers created by society that prevent them from fully participating, such as inaccessible environments, discriminatory attitudes, and social exclusion. Essentially, it views disability as a result of societal limitations rather than an individual characteristic. This is vastly different from the medical model and the idea of trying to, quote, cure a disability through therapy, medications, and unnecessary, expensive, and oftentimes dangerous operations. Yes, we might need physical therapy, occupational therapy, and of course speech therapy, but the goal was not to gain the ability to walk and talk clearly. A speech pathologist came to my house and worked on my pronunciation and articulation, but that only lasted a few summers, because he wanted nothing to do with my communication device, whereas my other speech pathologists encouraged me to use my device. I see a speech pathologist to get evaluated for a communication device and an occupational therapist for a wheelchair evaluation, but they work with me. Now I will wear a pink ribbon in February for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2001, went through chemo and radiation treatments, all that fun stuff, and beat it. She is still alive today, enjoying the north woods of Wisconsin. I know how bad cancer can be. I lost family members and friends to cancer. In a few months we will be celebrating LGBT Pride and Disability Pride Months, which I dubbed Pride Season. Even though some of our current political leaders do not want to recognize our existence nor contributions, but will sell Pride merchandise on their website pandering to our community. We do not need a month that downgrades us because of our disability. We do not need a month that says because you cannot pronounce your words correctly, walk funny, or use a walker or a wheelchair and a communication device that you are less than. It is bad that my neighbor still cannot legally marry his husband because of their disabilities without losing critical benefits like Social Security and Medicaid, which, as we know, denying the right to marry your partner was declared unconstitutional in 2012. People with disabilities are still seen as second-class citizens in the United States of America. Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month only helps keep us down and locked up in nursing homes and other barbaric institutions, which we know is, according to the 1999 Olmsted decision, is illegal. It does not help promote equality or justice, the two things we all would agree that are fundamental values. I think, given the current political climate here in the United States, it is more important that marginalized communities celebrate our differences with pride now more than ever. Miss you, Diane Coleman. Pride is power. The reason the other side is taking a sledgehammer to all these months, but keeping CP Awareness Month, is because they know pride is like an addictive drug. The more we get, the more we crave, but unlike drug that negative side effects, pride has no side effects. Therefore, throw away your green ribbons, because just like how the Nazis used the Star of David to identify the Jewish people in order to exterminate them, it used to keep us oppressed. Throw away the shirts. I encourage you to visit your local Center for Independent Living and talk with people from the disability rights and independent living movement who would say they are actually proud of who they are. Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month needs to be put in retirement. If you want to support us, wait until July, because that is Disability Pride Month, where we celebrate the accomplishments of the disability community. Please like this video, and if you want to get in the conversation, get in. If you do not, just leave a blue heart. I will see you soon.